Welcome back to Two Canadians at Kafe Lise, a bigger podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Anton, and with me is...
DJ Spencer.
All right. It's our 29th episode, and it's the 10.1 update. Talking good today. It's gonna be a good one, guys. um, it's the we're calling it the Winter Wonderland. You know, after what they're calling the featured maps on the in the bigger screen when you're checking out the maps to load into. They've now got the two main maps, and then they have the featured maps, which are the winter maps on rotation. So this is the Winter Wonderland update, and yeah, it's a good update. You know, they've covered quite a bit. There was a dev stream. We're recording on the 18th. There was a dev stream this week, in the middle of the week, where they announced it, and they talked about it a bit with Yohani, and I think they had one of the playtesters. I forgot their playtester's name.
Peter.
Peter, thank you. Yeah, Peter and Parrot were all there, just chatting about the new update and answering questions. We're not really going to talk about the dev stream too much, other than to say at the very beginning, before they got into the meat of it, they did a little tour. Parrot did a little tour of the offices and stepped in and talked to a few different people. She talked to the producers. She talked to a couple of the play testers, and showed the offices a little bit. They couldn't show everything, because there's stuff that they have to keep hush hush. But it was kind of nice to see. It was kind of cool. So that was a neat little I don't know if you want to call it an Easter egg, but a nice little surprise.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. But then then 10.1 also came out that day, and that's what we're going to be talking about mostly here. It's the Christmas update. And everything's back. Santa's back, the presents are back, and there's some new stuff added as well, which is really cool. If there was one thing, I don't know if you could pick one thing that you thought was maybe your favorite thing that they've added this update, is there anything you would choose?
Like, are we talking cosmetics wise, or are we talking about
could be cosmetics,
like other things?
They could be cosmetics. It could be Christmas animations that they added, or
Okay. I like the snowballs.
That is cool. Yeah.
Snowballs in eliminations, which is kind of funny because we literally finished recording our last podcast at like 1 a.m. our time, and then like 8 hours later or 7 hours later,
they did the preview.
No, it actually got dropped. Or yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
They did the previews. The partners did the preview build showed off the preview build, and it's like, hey, they added snowballs to eliminations. It's like, oh, we literally just finished doing this, covering this.
Yeah.
So it is kind of cool. I do enjoy it. I need to figure out how to like properly throw a snowball. Often I'm just yeeting it and hoping for the best.
Yeah,
but
I've been a little successful with them, not a lot, but a little successful. And it's a lot of throwing and praying, because it's like a grenade, but less, because a grenade, at least you have area damage. With these, it's like you have to hit, but if you hit, you kill.
So it uses the same exact throwing mechanic as the grenades, and that's why like people have wondered, is like, well, why isn't it the same trigger as like shooting? But it's because they're using the same exact throwing mechanic as the consumables, so that's why it's actually considered a consumable, and why you have to use your left bumper to equip it.
And it makes sense. Like, otherwise, the only throwing mechanic in the game right now are grenades, and otherwise it did have to
be flashes.
And well, those are grenades too. Like it's either the frag grenades or the flash grenades, right? But that's the only throwing mechanic. Otherwise, you're using either the melee mechanic, because that's the only other thing that uses your hand. Because the pistols, like, unless you have like a little snowball catapult, the pistols don't really work for it. So it makes sense.
From the crossbow, a snowball crossbow,
but it'd have to have a faster reload, a little bit faster, anyways.
Which they did increase it, but like honestly, it's nowhere. Like honestly, it's like maybe like a quarter of a second faster or something like that
Yeah,
for the crossbow.
yeah.
It, I noticed it, but it like it's still not the greatest
But
to be honest.
well, it's still a crossbow. Like a crossbow in real life, you're pulling it back.
I'm going to I'm going to bet that someone could reload a real crossbow faster than
Oh,
that.
sure, someone could absolutely, but your average
Most
outlander, I don't
people.
know. Maybe
Sorry.
maybe after using a crossbow for a year and you're trying to survive, you could get really good
Yeah.
at and fast.
Yeah.
And there are, and I'm just trying to think back, even in I think in you want to say medieval times. I'm not sure if it's medieval times or if I'm thinking back to just fantasy um, genre things where they had like not repeater crossbows, but auto like quick load, where it was like a lever you could pull that would pull back the string and drop a bolt in at the same time to really make it quicker. Um,
Mm.
but I don't know how common that is nowadays. Like, I don't know if that is a thing. Um, to tell the truth, it probably is. Um, there's a guy on YouTube, and no clue what his name is. I think I'm trying to think. He came up with a thing, and it wasn't necessarily crossbow, but maybe it was a bow thing where he would like fire a bolt, and then some of the action would be used to help load up a new bolt. And I'm not sure if that or arrow or something. It was really bizarre little double bow contraption he made. It was kind of neat to show that he could, and he had and like it was like a bow. It was like a combination of bow crossbow, kind of weird looking device, and it had like so many bolts that it could fire, and it would like use half of the momentum of the firing to help load a new one. It was like really bizarre. So I don't expect to see that in Vigor anytime soon. But
Well, if it wasn't around in 1993, it's not going to be part of the game.
no,
So
no, no. But his technology isn't so advanced that it couldn't have been around in 1993. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's
mhm.
using some advanced tech from 2020 to make his double repeating bow or whatever you want to call it. But whatever. Anyways, so totally
Yeah.
sidetrack there.
Yeah.
Um, but we're going to just we'll go through the change log
So
here.
hold on.
Yep.
You asked me what my
Oh,
favorite thing about the.
what's
So
mine?
what about you?
I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, snowballs are up there, if not the. I do like the fireworks though. I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they have to
I'm kind of
be.
hoarding mine right now.
Yeah, same. I haven't used any of mine yet. I've just been doing make challenges to hold on to them.
Yeah.
And it's tough because you have to choose to take them out, and then, but you want it to be a night map really to get full effect out of
Yeah.
them. So you want to take them out with you, but then hope you get a night map. So
Yeah.
if there was
And
a
everyone.
way to tell if a map was a night map before going in, that'd be awesome.
Uh, everyone was supposed to get 3 as well.
Oh yeah,
For by default. So everyone got 3 fireworks
yeah,
off the get go. Every challenge does get you a another firework,
yeah.
except for the beginner challenges. The bigger beginner challenges do not count towards that, so you have to kind of like fire through those. But the nice thing about the beginner ones is like you could rifle through all of them, and like you'll get the 10 done all in one shot or one sitting if you want to.
In theory,
Um,
because some of them
yeah,
are
in
like
theory.
you have to get a kill or certain things have to happen, and sometimes you
Yeah,
don't necessarily do that in a thing.
yeah.
But
It'll take you a few hours to get them all done.
yeah, yeah. Really, if you try at them, you'll get them done pretty
Yeah,
quickly. Yeah,
yeah.
that's true, and
But
it's
yeah,
nice
you
that you
got to
can
get
just
to
keep
those
doing it.
actual daily challenges to get the fireworks.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's the fireworks. I think they're really cool, and and I know you can't make the fireworks, so any fireworks you have, I believe they're not going to go away. They'll sit in your inventory or your store, um, consumable pool until you use them up. Um,
Yeah.
but it's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, anyways, after that, we're going to talk about the change log. We'll go through it and just show some stuff. We'll also show some of the new customizations that they've put in the cosmetic store that came out right now. But yeah, we'll just get right into it, I guess. Here, we'll
Yeah.
go change scene. Here we go. So yeah, the 10.1 Christmas 2021. Before I get into the full change log, I'll just show some of the basic stuff at the beginning. They talk about celebrate the holidays with vigor, enjoy Christmas spirit in the decorated shelter, spot Santa in the encounters, get into the snowball fights and elimination, and set off fireworks to celebrate the new year. So that's pretty cool. It used to
Yeah.
be that you'd
Oh,
have to take. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to celebrate this episode with a glass of eggnog and some nutmeg, by the way.
Oh, I think I have it. You tell me these things after we start recording. I think I have eggnog in the fridge. I could
Sorry.
have had eggnog.
Oh, sorry. I just thought about it too, like just before when I went to go check out the store when you told me about some stuff, and I had to look at some of the skins because I was like, oh my god, I think I missed some.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I got some eggnog, and you always got to put nutmeg. Put nutmeg on top of eggnog. It's that's
And I
good.
have nutmeg too, and I never think about it. I just drink eggnog straight, you know.
But,
But yeah,
sorry, another tangent.
no, it's all good. It's all Christmas, so it's all tangents are
Yeah.
good. So they tweaked the winter shelter and Christmas decorations. So when you're running around your shelter, a little different from last year. The tree, and I think Johanni was mentioning this during the dev stream, that they made the tree brighter, and it looks nice. It looks really nice in your
Yeah.
shelter. And then they added some more stuff around the shelter for some of the decorations.
Yeah.
Um,
I checked an old VOD of mine. The garland that hangs outside the house.
yeah,
This year, it actually has hearts,
right. The
kind of
hearts.
like in the middle. Last year they didn't have that.
Yeah.
So, but in the Outlands last year, those garlands were there with the heart. So it was interesting.
Mm.
So they didn't have it on the shelter; they just had it
Yes, moved
in.
them over and added them to the shelter, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
What else did they do? So yeah, they mentioned snowballs and elimination. They mentioned the fireworks, challenge system improvements. So they updated the challenges. So now
Oh
when you
yeah.
get your 3 challenges every day, before it was pretty much mostly weapon crates and resource crates. Sometimes
Yeah.
depending if it's a harder challenge, you might get a different crate, like a blue or even a purple sometimes,
Purple. Yeah.
if it's a really big one. They've totally revamped it.
Mhm.
Um, when you're going in, and you've probably seen other people talk about this, when you go to get to your challenges now, it's its own separate tab in the UI,
Mhm.
and it's no longer they don't no longer shows up in the front, so you can't see your challenges in the front page anymore. You have to go over to the challenge tab.
Yeah.
But there's the 3 different levels of challenges still. There's like a simple one, a medium one, and a harder one, and the rewards correspondingly change. They include stuff like grenades. Um, I think even I've seen armor.
Yep.
There's weapon parts, grenade parts, all those kind of things are now part of it.
Mhm.
Sometimes I think like the really basic ones won't even have a crate. They might just have like a resource. So you can have like parts and a resource or something. Um, I think there's some people I've heard grumble about that, saying, "Oh, resources, I can just get resources anywhere." But then, if it's a resource crate, you're potentially just getting resources anyway. So,
Yeah.
eh, whatever. It's still something. And right now, because of the holidays, you're also getting a firework box,
Yep.
which looks very similar to the decoy box, and so they tweaked the decoy picture. The decoy picture
Mhm.
now looks like a Jack in the Box little guy coming out of it, whereas before I think it looked almost not quite like the firework one, but similar. It had like some little
Yep.
sparkles coming out the top. Um,
I actually like the way the tab, because
mhm.
like I'll pop into like people's streams, especially like newer players, because I like to like kind of help them out. And like when I try to explain, like hit the
Hit the
like starter option or
Yeah,
whatever, I don't even know what they're called anymore, right? Like it used to be start and selector option, and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know what they're technically
I
called
don't know. It's like
anymore.
the
It's like
two
the
little
double
window
boxes.
button on the Xbox,
Yeah.
For a
Yeah.
PlayStation, it's like the big central pad is a button. So for PlayStation, it's like hit the central pad, no problem. Xbox is like hit that two little window button, which used to be called options. I don't know what it's called now, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But it was like it was hard to explain because it was one of those buttons you had to initially press to flip it from the like description that's on your home screen to like seeing that like little tab, or not the, I'll say tab, but the little screen in the bottom left
yeah,
that had your challenges. Now it's like just tab over to challenge thing and it's like boom,
they're
it's
right
like
there.
it's easy to actually see what challenges you do have.
Yeah, and it's also kinda nice for streamers, like, for me, I find, because I have my camera in that one spot onto the side, and so before, when I
Mhm.
wanted to look at my challenges, it would pop up for me on my Xbox, but then people watching my stream wouldn't see them, so I'd have to hit I think it was, like, the X on the Xbox, it would bring it central, like, pop it out, and that's how you
Yep.
would get rid of them if you didn't want them. You'd highlight
Mhm.
them and then hit Y to get rid of them.
Mhm.
So that was a bit of a pain. So now when you go to the tab, it's perfect. You go over to the tab, you see them. It's easy for a streamer. It's simple. People can just see them right there. There's no hiding them, and you go up and down, and you can get rid of them just like you did before. So
Yep.
for me, it made it a little bit nicer for me as a streamer. Minor, because a lot of people don't stream with cameras, but for those of us that do, a little bit of
Yep.
improvement. So yeah, challenge system improvements, electronic warfare they mention. So when we go into the details of the log, there's some tweaks they've done to electronic warfare, and then they talk about a little bit here about optimizations, like network optimization, like behind the scenes kind of network stuff to help um, with bandwidth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it was actually, so I was watching the dev stream as we were setting up.
yeah,
So basically, he's talking about how like he uses the term particles, right?
mhm,
So it's like objects within the game itself that are rendering. So they basically like use new methodologies to like actually like reduce the number of particles or objects that are generated within like these certain events. Um,
right,
it was pretty cool.
yeah,
Like we're both in IT, so it's like I kind of get it probably more than like the average Joe. Doc would probably get it
yeah,
too if you went back to it too. But so it was like really cool to hear that. This is the one thing like we've talked about it before is when Johanny is in the dev streams and like he's like really open about
yeah,
what they're working on, what they did and stuff. Um, and like the fact that they're talking about like all these different optimizations and bug fixes and all this stuff. Like this is like huge
yeah,
because like for years, well, years, the game's like 3 years old
yeah,
now. Like if you include like the open beta or alpha and
yeah.
beta, um, but like people have complained about various issues and stuff not getting fixed, and it's like to like this here is like fantastic because it's like he's dedicated to like not even like not just like bringing in new stuff but like fixing older stuff that have been around for like
Yeah,
issues that have been around for a while. So
and explaining some of the stuff behind the issues and the stuff that they're doing, right?
yeah,
Because people will say, "Oh, it's just so simple. Why can't you just get rid of this?" Well, no, it's not so
yeah,
simple. There's
no,
a lot of programming involved when you're doing this stuff,
yeah.
and
There,
so when there's programming, there's code, and when there's code, there's
there's
mistakes.
there's no such thing as easy programming. I
No.
don't care who you are. It's like no, no.
Exactly. And yeah, so it's no matter what you might think, it's not just as simple as click this and it's fixed. Nope.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, here we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the change log here now. And so like the main features and new additions. When you're looking at it, a lot of it I've already mentioned: winter shelter, Christmas decks, snowballs, fireworks, yada yada. So electronic warfare. So this is some of the stuff that we've started to see already in 10.0, and then I think they made some little more tweaks to it in 10.1. So stuff like the destructive tower and portable jammers, when they're activated or placed by you or your teammates, friendly
Mhm.
players, they no longer jam the signals for you and your teammates. So like if your teammate would throw up a
Yeah.
jammer before, it would kind of screw you over. If they threw down, and they kind of mentioned it here too, friendly transmitters. If
Mhm.
they threw down a transmitter and you scanned, I don't think it showed up as blue for you yet.
Mm.
Now, when you pop a portable, um, theirs will show up as blue as well. So that's
Yep.
nice. They had made the change in 10.0 that if you threw down a transmitter, then used a portable, your transmitter would show up as blue and then show you the
Yep.
next unfriendly one. So they've just increased that now to include your teammates, which is awesome.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah.
big thing.
Yep. Definitely big quality of life change for like duos and trios.
Yeah, yeah, big time. And now you don't have like if I was ever doing duos or before, I don't think I'd ever bring in a transmitter. But now I wouldn't hesitate because I know it wouldn't mess everything up, right?
Yep.
So you can really mess around with other teams now, a little bit more with them. It's
Yep.
kind of cool.
Yep.
And apparently, they also changed the icon for being friendly jam. So before, when a jammer was in place, you get the red icon um, in your compass. So now it'll be blue if it's a friendly jammer. So that's kind of cool. I didn't even know that
Yep.
until I saw it in here
Yep.
because I don't play a lot of duos. So
Yeah. No, I don't remember who I was watching, but yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh my god.
yeah.
I'm like, it's blue. I'm like, oh, let's
So
go.
it's all these little things that are just they make these changes. It's like, oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, then they mentioned optimizations again, which I already mentioned. It's all like behind the scenes sort of network stuff and frame rate stuff. So that's kind of cool. Then we get into the shooting, weapons, tools, and looting. Um, let's see here. Um, they tweaked
From
tracers. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the tracers, that's part of the optimizations for like the shooting
Mm,
and
right.
the aiming type thing. Um, Honestly, the big one here, and I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. Um, Mind you, I've had a rough week. I've had a sick little boy and stuff, so
I've had
I
a rough
haven't
week too
had
because I
a
was
ton.
getting ready for a week off, so I was working a lot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But a big thing, and I don't think it was mentioned in the dev stream
Yeah.
from what I
If
caught.
it was, I missed
I
it.
missed like
Yeah.
a 20-minute section. Anyways, mortars actually damage within buildings and like kind of through objects. So
Yeah.
if you're in a container, it's like boom, you're going to take damage. You can't just go in there and
You
take
can't hide
shelter.
it from it
Uh,
anymore. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, you're going to take damage. I don't think it's as much damage as before.
No, I
Um,
think it's been reduced. Well, I think it's been reduced,
yeah,
and I think you can mitigate it too by lying down.
yeah, if you're closer to other objects and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, but
Um,
that's awesome though.
yeah,
So no
you
longer you can now
yeah,
feel free to like drop a mortar onto around a house if you know someone's near it, and they may not take as much damage, but it's going to
yeah,
disrupt them a bit more.
yeah, and they're still going to get stunned
Mhm.
within the or knocked back anytime they get hit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome. And you mentioned, yeah, the tracers are part of the fix for some of the optimization. So there's less tracers. There used to be, I think people were calling them laser guns. Some of the guns that had a high rate of fire that also had tracers, you were like seeing like
Hmm.
green, 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 green. So it's like laser guns all the time. So
Yeah,
they've really reduced that. So there's not as many tracers, but they have added in some stuff too, like shotguns. The pellets now have little smoke trails, so if you're farther from a shotgun, it's a lot easier to see some of these pellets go by. So I thought that was a neat little add-on. Um, I don't know how it affects some of this, like the older systems on the Series X. I haven't noticed any ill effects with them.
I think it's also it was kind of mentioned that it's part of the like optimizations.
Yeah.
Um, but it should be good on all consoles. They said when it came to like optimization, so
Oh, good.
it's not going to be next gen that are going to see the benefits of it. So
Yeah.
which is big, right? Because um, you don't at this point right now you don't necessarily want to leave older generation consoles behind
No.
because like there's still people having issues getting them right getting the next gen
Yeah.
consoles right so you definitely don't want to leave like certain people behind and because there's other games that still support older gen, so
Yep.
you don't want to lose that player base.
No, absolutely. And it's also big that uh well, like you said, like because the newer ones are harder to get, but while they've made optimizations that are geared towards the new gen ones, they specifically like they only apply for the new gen ones. So hopefully some of this stuff too, if there's anything that's new gen related, it's not going to affect the old ones, and some of this stuff is supposed to make it easier or better for some of the old ones. So like you were saying,
Hmm.
yeah. So that was a lot of the tweaks. The reload animation for the crossbow is supposed to be like a little quicker, but it's it's still really slow.
Yeah,
But it's a crossbow, like we
yeah.
said.
Like I said, my tip: if someone's dead, pick up the crossbow, and then you'll have two,
Yeah,
and then that way, dual crossbow.
dual
I don't know.
crossbows for that one round of eliminations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um, what else did they say? The reloaded. Yeah, we said that. The flashbangs. Just a little bit. They added a little bit of a double vision effect for the flashbangs. They improved like the post process they call it, and added a little bit of a double vision. There's some weapon grip stuff, which whatever that doesn't
Yeah.
really affect play. Um, what else did they do? Fixed blood splatters, bullet.
The-
Yeah, go
oh
ahead.
my god, this one was cool. The way he was explaining it
Oh, okay.
on the dev stream, I was kind of like geeking out about this when I heard about it,
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, this is so cool, because he's actually like explaining how it happened and whatnot. So basically, the the way it works is you would get the first blood splatter because you're shooting it. So your Xbox is saying, okay, you got the hit. So it's showing you the blood splatter. But then once the server can like said, okay, you hit him, the server would then throw out the blood splatter. So then that's why you were saying both of them. So I was like, oh my god. I'm like, it's when you're shooting someone and you actually hit someone. So
Right.
like, when you're like, oh my god, I hit this guy like 4 times and he only took like
Oh,
2 hits,
so it made it look like
right?
you're getting more hits than you were actually getting. I see what you're saying
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're basically getting a hit from your client, so your own Xbox was showing it, and then the server would basically acknowledge it and then send it back to your Xbox, so then it would render again, saying like, it would
Oh,
make it look like there was two. So
gotcha. Okay.
that's the way I understood it. I'm like, yeah, like when it comes to IT stuff, and then it's like, like I said, Johanny's like explaining it. I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome.
I
I'm
missed
like,
that part, so that's awesome. That's good to I
yeah,
get it now, so that
yeah.
makes a lot more sense. Okay. That's cool though.
But I bet you, like, how many times have you been in someone's stream and they're like, oh my god, like,
I hit
I
him
don't
like
know how
10
he's not
times.
dead,
Yeah.
and it's like, there you go. It's like that's probably what it was.
Yeah, he was just getting double the register for a single hit. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Fixed portable signal detectors no longer. Yeah, we mentioned the jammed part. Fixed jammed areas so no longer hides markers on compass. So that was a big thing. I was getting last during the main update. As soon as you were in a jammed area, your compass got messed up, and so after the fact, if you marked something on the map, it was no longer showing on your compass, and it was like a real pain. So they fixed that. Combination crate does not automatically open automatically after solving the combination lock. There's a lot of little things like that. They changed the decoy UI icon, so I mentioned that where they put the little Jack in the Box guy on it on the icon, so you know it's the decoy instead of the firework one. They updated the L85 iron sight. Well, not iron sight, but the sight, so it no longer had the iron sight in it, and it looks more like what they call the SUSAT scope, which it was supposed to be. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um, we mentioned markers of friendly transmitters and all that, and signal detectors. And now, apparently, players in jammed areas no longer get notified of the signal detector being used. So before, even if you were in a jammed area, you would get notified.
yeah,
Good and bad. Like it's good that
yeah,
they're, it's you shouldn't know, but bad is before, you would have that little warning that, oh, they're using signals. I better stay in the jammed area. So now you don't know when they're using signals. So if you leave the area, you don't know if you're being detected fully. It's.
yeah.
Why don't you take us through the shelter stuff here?
So in the armory, they actually added flashbangs, so they weren't there before. Um, they're now they're located right next to the grenades, if I
Yeah, they
remember
are.
correctly.
Yeah, they're right
Um,
by there. Yeah,
yeah, and it's the only one right now that I don't have the plan for, but that's because
yeah.
I haven't actually claimed my battle pass code yet because I'm trying to do the battle pass without the boosters right now. So I will have it though.
Oh, you're trying to do the
But
battle
yeah.
passes without the boosters?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like up to 42 now,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
this
yeah. It's
at
just
some
you
point.
could be well.
So
Then again, you're not in a rush to finish yours, whereas I wanted to get the battle pass as quick, as soon as I could, so I could
oh yeah,
get it.
you
So I
got
could.
two
Yeah,
consoles,
I
right?
want to
So
get
it's
on
like
the PlayStation again and start upping it. I'm only at
yeah,
like level 18 on the PlayStation, so
yeah. So the yeah, I only have the one console, and it's like I think by the time I got the battle pass code, I was already up to like 35
hmm
ish.
yeah, I
So I
was
was
in
like,
that
you know
same
what,
area.
I just want to say I just want to be able to say that I did it.
Yeah,
There's no real benefit to it. I
no,
know a lot of people have done it themselves, and yeah. Um, they added a button to confirm when you're donating food.
that's nice actually.
Um,
There's been times where I've gone to
mhm,
donate food and I meant to adjust how much I was donating, and I
yeah,
accidentally hit the A button and it donated the food. I'm like, no, I wasn't ready, and I like donated half my food. I was like,
yeah.
oh well, okay. At least I,
You know what? It'd be nice if you could just do like max donation, like 10K,
yeah,
like one button, boom. It's like typically what I do is like I'll go to like the 1,000 denomination, and then I bring it all the way back down to zero, and then I go back up to 10, and then that way it's like I don't have to fiddle with, like single, double,
yeah, yeah.
triple digits and stuff
No,
like that.
makes sense. And yeah,
So
and I get that going to half is supposed to make it easier, I guess. If you have a lot of food, it just means you got your half is over what you want to donate. So there should just be um like like you should be able to hit something like max donation, so like it either if you have 10,000 it takes it to 10,000 kind of thing.
yeah,
And then you can still manually change it if you for
yeah,
some reason you want to over donate. Maybe you're trying to get
yeah,
higher up in the donation leaderboards. Sure.
for prestige.
Yeah, 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 exactly, the prestige that they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the other thing, they tweaked the equipped guns, so now they're fully loaded when you go into the shooting range, which
Right.
honestly is kind of nice because it's like saves you the the trouble of reloading your weapons.
Yeah.
So
No, and that's kind of neat. It's a nice little quality of life thing.
yeah,
It's not major, but it as soon as you pull a weapon out in the shooting range, it's floated. Yay. So
yeah,
minor, but
yeah,
the next stuff is just audio and visuals.
yeah.
Anything really major in here that's even worth mentioning?
No, the only thing I guess we could talk about, like, well, just in passing, uh, this year compared to last year, your Outlander in your shelter will actually have snow on his shoulders now, or their
Yeah,
shoulders. Okay. So
and it's is it was that so? I guess that's in your shelter, yeah, because it would happen in the snowy maps, and
yeah,
apparently some outfits had issues with that, and that's what a lot of this is
yeah,
fixing. Fixing snow not covering you when you're in snowy weather. But now they've added it to
mhm,
the shelter, which yeah, I've noticed that, and it's kind of cool.
yeah,
Then they also mentioned, let's see what else is here. Movement and camera updates. Um, Gestures are now usable while running. Which how often are you?
yeah,
I never actually
yeah.
tried to use a gesture while running.
Well, it would actually cancel it out. So
Oh,
they actually showed it on the dev stream.
oh, did they?
The one portion I was actually able to catch live is I think he was doing like the grind dance emote, and he was going down the trail um, in the shelter. So
Oh my, okay. I never even
I was like,
that's interesting. Okay, well,
yeah,
maybe I'll try to emote while I'm running. You're like running after somebody. Hey, hey.
yeah. Well, you have to go with the longer ones, right?
Yeah,
So that way it's like a lot easier to tell.
I guess. Yeah, yeah. Aiming down sights and lootable objects breaks looting animations. I never even knew that was a issue either. So okay.
Yeah.
Um, Apparently they tweaked the tutorial map. So to decrease the chances of getting lost after finding the guns, like who's getting lost on the tutorial map?
that
I don't know,
that
but
that one was like so confusing when I read that. I was like,
yeah,
what? How do you get lost? I'm like, I know like Half Metal Fox tried to like break out of like the tutorial map and stuff like
yeah,
that. So it's like if he got lost, okay, it's his own fault because he's literally like going all over the place trying to find something.
yeah.
But I'm like, anyone trying to complete the tutorial, how do you get lost? I'm
Well,
like,
unless they haven't
madness.
figured out how to bring the map up, but even then, there's only so many buttons. Eventually, you'll find the map. Like
Yeah.
if you hit
I,
everything, you'll
I
find the map, and you'll see. Oh, I have to go
yeah,
this way.
it was very confusing.
It is a little
Oh,
weird, but
actually,
but
you know what? We should talk about it. During the dev stream,
yeah,
they did talk to one of the associate producers, Phil, I believe, associate producer.
yeah,
Um, so he mentioned that for 2022, they're looking at kind of um, make the game easier to understand for newer players. So that's kind of good because like how many times, Doc, have we gone into people's streams and it's like
yeah,
there's so many questions, right? And it's like we have that one episode that it's an intro for new players, and it's like I don't like advertising it in people's channels, but like I'll whisper on Twitch to them, like I'm like, hey, listen, I'm like, I don't want to advertise in your channel. I want to respect you, and not self promote my stuff, but if you're interested, we have this intro to new players episode. Check it out. um, don't feel like you have to, but like that's usually how I go about it,
yeah.
to try to help new players. Now, bigger themselves put out a blog post 4 months ago, maybe 6 months ago, which is basically like it's a beginner's guide, which is also helpful. But it's just like some people don't actually go looking for this kind of stuff, so that's why like I kind of like point out the podcast, or I'll point out even that beginner's guide, um,
Right.
because it's to grow the player base. We may have to like help others out, and
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the last thing, they apparently tweaked the KS-23, so it's considered a secondary weapon in elimination. I didn't realize it hadn't been tweaked in elimination.
Yeah.
Um, so
Slight oversight.
yeah, just a little thing because well, not that I take the KS-23 ever, and the only times I was using it was in elimination. So I would
Yeah.
just, if I had the KS-23 and something else, depends on what it was, I would, I'd use it or I wouldn't. So I just didn't notice.
One thing that I do not see here, um, which honestly I think is a big one, because it's related to the Christmas update. So Christmas update, Santa's coming, right, with
Oh
the
yes,
drop.
yeah, yeah,
So the drop is the Santa gift bag.
yeah.
Last year, if you put on a decoy on the comm station, so like a debuff to the drop, the decoy always showed up as the original airdrop. So it was in like the brown
The big
crate type
brown
thing.
crate, yeah,
So it's like it was kind of useless because it's like you knew it was the Santa bag. This year, I don't think it like I'm quickly going through it.
I
It's
don't
not
see it
there,
either.
but both decoys and the real drop actually show up as Santa bags this year.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
awesome.
actually happy for that. So
Yeah, that's a good one because yeah, like you said, during the Christmas season, it was useless to use the decoy just because unless you wanted that one nail. So,
yeah,
but you knew
and
which one was right.
yeah, and honestly, out of all the like debuffs, I don't know if they're technically still called debuffs, but at one point it was called debuffs.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not sure
but
either.
because it was buffs and debuffs. But anyways, yeah, that's the only one I would actually use. If I don't really want like quick release or stealth on it, and like moving it, or oh my god, what's the other one?
Um,
Uh, uh,
so what is it?
you get consumables with it.
Right.
Oh my god,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm blanking out. Anyway,
Oh, what it's called?
anyways,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the second option from the top left is like move, oh, and then
Yeah.
quick release and stealth.
Reinforce.
Anyway, reinforce. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. So, anyways, so like my choices are like move it, reinforce, or decoy. Really, those are the three I really want. Um, but yeah, back then, like last year, it was like decoy was, like you said, kind of useless because there was no decoy.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not sure when it got introduced, and I think it's been for a little while now. But I think you just noticed it when I did it on one of my streams this week or last week. Um, if you find the red box crate out in the
Mhm.
outlands, and you can get to a comm station, you can make it invisible after the fact. So that's I don't know how long it's been a thing, but um,
Yeah,
but it is definitely a thing. So it's one of those things that it's only useful if you find the red box crate on the map, because
yeah,
by the time the plane comes or Santa comes, it's too late. You can't go back and after the fact make it an invisible crate, or stealth it,
yeah,
I should say. But now
yeah.
you can, like, well, not then, but if you find that red crate, you can stealth it after the fact. So you can pick it up, be shown on the map, hit a comm station, stealth it, and then you'll disappear off the map. So
Yep.
it's a neat little thing, and it can be really handy, because if you think, oh, I want to stealth it, and you're not picking it up because you don't want some people to know, if you're close to a comm station, it might be worth picking it up first and running with it, especially if it's a highly visible one, because like there's some maps where um like the red crate can be like in a pretty visible spot. Like if you think forest, there's uh what's it called, one of
The
those,
forest dump one.
yeah, the forest dump. That one's pretty visible. Like if anyone runs by
Yep.
that spot and there's a red crate there, they're going to see it and want to grab it. There are some that are, more
Yep.
hidden, and it's not as big a deal, but if it's a highly visible area, you might want to grab it first, then stealth it, if
Hmm.
you really want it. So yeah, but that's the main changes from the change log. Um, so now I'll just quickly show you some of the new customizations or outfits that they've. Now, unfortunately, DJs can't see this live as we do it, but he did
No,
take a quick
I'm
peek at
going
them.
blind.
He's going blind, but he did take a quick peek at them before we started, so he at least knows what we're talking
Yeah,
about. They've added a few new
hopefully.
outfits available to purchase in the customizations and the outfit customization area. My favorite, and not DJ's, is the Bad Elf, which is in the Renegade style. So Renegade was from season 5. Was it Renegade season 5? Yeah, where it
Yeah,
had the sort of the preacher kind of outfits. There was
yeah.
like a blue, a black, and a white outfit, and then they've added this sort of Christmas one with this, as you can see on the screen here. It's like a striped jacket with sort of burgundy pants. I happen to have a Santa hat on right now, so that's not part of the outfit. But it's neat. I kind of like it. It's a neat little
It-
customization. It's a little pricey. To buy it is like 750 crowns. So I'm hoping it goes on sale at some point, become like a featured thing.
yeah. It honestly, it almost makes me think of uh, the outfit from like Joker, the movie.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, well, from Dark
you
Knight.
know, yeah.
Oh, or
Wait, what? No,
Joker, like
no,
the Walking
actual
Phoenix.
Joker. Yeah,
Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix. I know he has like a striped jacket and stuff, but I don't know. It makes me think of that. But yeah,
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
I honestly like the vest Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so if you go up to
Um,
vests, there's
yeah,
the Christmas Eve vest, and it's a standard vest. It's like the life preserver kind of looking vest, like from
yeah,
Back to the Future.
yeah. Plus a
Um,
jacket.
yeah, life jacket style, and then with a green Christmassy sweater underneath.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little one too. Um,
Honestly, it's almost like a Lupaskaya there, or whatever the sweaters are called, right? So
yeah,
it's almost like you're getting like two for one type thing.
yeah, and I don't know if they actually added any new sweaters this year. I know that they've been featuring like the red one and a few of the colors this
Yeah.
year. I don't know if there's anything actually new added. Uh,
I'm not 100% sure either.
Yeah, but they have all these winter sweaters. So if you want a winter sweater,
Yeah,
they have been featuring them and giving a discount on some of them.
yeah,
They added in some new Santa hats, and so it's a standard Santa hat,
Yeah.
but it just there's a few new versions of it. So
I think it's just the one version.
well, you know, you're right. It is just one because
Yeah.
they've always had these solid color ones. There's like the standard
Yeah.
red, green, and blue, and
Yeah.
then there was the mistletoe one, which is green and red with white trim. I have the white and red one normally with white trim, and then they've
Mhm.
added in this niece. Or I think it's. I'm not sure if that's how you
Yeah.
pronounce it, but it's like a
I
sort
think
of a bright green and red.
yeah.
So that's a kind of neat little. That's actually kind of a nice hat. That probably pairs
I,
well with that
yeah.
renegade outfit.
I'm wondering. So like we got a Santa hat last year as a Christmas gift.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Um,
We did. That's.
I'm wondering if we're getting something this year for Christmas.
I wonder. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Actually, you know what would be cool talking about outfits?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and I agree. I want a Santa suit. We got the Santa hat.
Yeah,
Give
because
us
you
a
can get
Santa
like the
suit.
red tracksuit, and that was on
Yeah.
the on special. I think it was yesterday. I'm not sure if it's still on special today, but they've had it on special this Christmas. So people would wear that with like a Santa hat and all that. That'd be like
Yeah.
their Santa suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's almost like your bro um Santa suit, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm
I,
thinking from
I
the Hawkeye series. You haven't been probably watching Hawkeye. It's
no.
but it's based on a graphic novel, and in the graphic novel it's the tracksuit mafia, and they have these tracksuits on all the time. So it makes me think
Okay.
of tracksuit mafia.
It's like so talking about like the Santa and the tracksuit. Sorry, the little tangent, but so there is a Twitch user who I don't think he streams
I haven't seen
anymore.
him in a
He
while.
used to stream, but Zyronate would actually around Christmas time
Yeah.
run around with the Santa hat and the red
hmm
tracksuit, and he would play Santa, and he would literally like load up everything from his inventory, and then he would just run around the outland, not try to kill anyone, and literally just like come bearing gifts. And it's like it was fun to watch because it's like
Yeah.
I'd be in like
He would get up on
again
top of
watching.
houses and dance on the
Yeah,
house. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it was so much
I
fun to
miss
watch. It's like
Sirenate.
you're watching.
Yeah.
So some people would be like, like have no clue who he is, and it's like they come across him and it's like, what is this guy doing? I'm like,
And they
it's
shoot him,
Santa.
and
He's
then he
coming
has like a whole
very
bunch of
good.
good loot in him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways,
A little shout
um,
out to a couple streamer friends of ours, Canadians, Teddy Bear 429 and Mod Vlog. They're doing this next week some point. I'm not sure what day of Christmas week they're doing it. It might be Wednesday, might be Thursday. I don't know for sure,
I,
but they're doing this.
I think it was Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday? Okay, they're going
I
to be doing
think.
it where they're doing like they're going to be dressing up, going out and just full of loot and getting people to kill them so they get a whole bunch of loot. So if you're watching this and you want to try to find them, check out look for their streams this coming week. And if after the fact, well, maybe you'll find some of their vods and check it out and see how fun it was. Yeah. There's also some new glasses. If I get to the glass section, the eyewear section, um,
Mm,
the Flyers sunglasses, they have a Merry Christmas. So it's
yep,
like a greenish frame with red lenses that say Merry Christmas across them. Those are kind of
yep.
cool. Was there anything else major? I don't think so. There's the backpacks. I'm sorry, there are a couple backpacks.
Yes, the Mountaineer one's pretty badass. I like it.
Yeah,
Um,
they both look really good. Like you
yeah,
said, there's the climber bag, which is like the little sling bag.
Candy Cane
Yeah, it
is
has
what it's
like a
called.
candy cane rope. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's called candy cane the bag, so it's a nice bag.
yeah,
And yes, the Mountaineer backpack also looks really good. I'd consider both of these. I like them
yeah.
both.
It says like Merry Christmas on
Yeah,
it, and um, it's very pretty colorful. It has like some red, some like I'm just going off of memory there
yeah.
because
Unfortunately, you can't see
I can't
them,
see it.
but I have them
Um,
on the screen here for
yeah,
everybody. Yeah,
so
and
um,
I don't. Was there anything?
I
I
think
don't think
I
there's
think there
any.
was some new gloves too, but
Yeah, I'm just looking through
um,
the gloves to see if Oh, there are some
because they
snowflakes
they were
winter
already in the
gloves.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's the snowflakes one, like the tactical mittens or whatever they like to call them too. Well, no, not the tactical mittens because it's not a. It's like the fold over gloves, right?
Hmm.
The fingerless gloves that have a
Yeah.
fold over mitten part.
I think like at one point every Canadian had a pair of those
I have a pair of
gloves.
those now. I'm using. They're actually
Yeah.
really good.
I haven't had some for like
Yeah,
a few years, but yeah, they used to be the bee's knees,
yeah,
as
and
what the kids would used to say.
because they have the ability to switch to fingers, for the dexterity stuff, but then you get the mitt part covering your fingers, get nice and toasty, which and they still work
Yep.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
And then this, there hasn't been any new weapon skins as far as I know. Like they haven't done anything with weapon skins. So,
Uh,
not,
I'm
but
not 100% sure
yeah, I'm not sure that no one's
either.
mentioned anything, and I haven't actually gone looking for anything. Like just looking in the shop now, I'm not seeing anything for weapon skins. So, yeah, there is a new pack if you're an Xbox player, and you have the Game Pass. There is a new
Ultimate. You need Game Pass Ultimate.
Game Pass Ultimate. Sorry, Game Pass
Yeah.
Ultimate. You're right, because there is a difference. So there
Mhm.
is the new uh, what's it called? It's the anorak outfit. It's
Yeah.
the green version. They call it the Serpent Green. So it comes with
Hmm.
an anorak jacket. It comes with a sling bag that's also in the green. It comes with some weapons. Nothing special. It's kind of some of your basic weapons and stuff like that. But it's for free. PlayStation has had a similar kind of freebie available for a little while now on the PlayStation Plus. On if you have PS Plus, I can't remember what they call
Hmm.
theirs, but it's a purple anorak with a matching sling blade, sling bag.
Like,
Yeah. So there's a couple. So if you're a PlayStation, you can get the purple one, and I think that's still current. And on the Xbox, they just released this serpent green one. So
yeah. Although PlayStation Plus will be getting another one on the 29th of December.
okay, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. Is that what you were mentioning before? Then okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So um, it's called the Winter is Purple Pack. So it'll be free on the 29th. You will get a purple variant of wool gloves and a purple variant of a winter cap.
Oh,
And
so
then
that's
along
different.
with,
Okay.
yeah, and along with some weapons, which looking at it quickly, like the big thing is probably going to be like you get an ADR and a couple of Raficas. Um,
Okay, I think those might be better than the weapons you get with this green anorak pack right now. So that's all right.
give me 1 second, I'll tell you.
Yeah, if you have
So
it, that'd be great. Oh,
the gold weapon is a PH
oh, that's right. You
M82.
get a Parker Hale. Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah.
it's
Um,
okay shotgun, but it has a lot of drop off, so it's a tough one to use.
you
Like
mean
some people do
sniper?
go with it. Oh, I'm sorry, sniper. I said shotgun.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I meant
You did.
sniper.
Yeah. You get a couple of Lashievs. You get
Purple,
combat magnums,
blue,
machine geweers, grease guns, Mosins,
yeah,
um,
green.
and some
So a little bit of
58s.
everything. Yeah, all the
Yeah.
different colors are represented. It
Yeah.
seems.
You also get a couple of skins for or a skin for the VZ58. Now this is the Xbox pack, just so I clarify.
Yeah.
So you get a dot pattern skin for the VZ58 and a Flecktarn 84 skin for the Mosin.
Okay. I'm going to bring those up right now since I have that pack. I can show it.
Okay.
So you said it's the dot pattern.
Yeah, on the VZ.
Let's just see if I can find it here because solid green, the snow one, rectangle brown, rectangle black, solid purple, and hammer and sickle, the ones I have for the Visa 58. So I don't see one called dot pattern. Okay. Visa 58. And then you
Yeah,
said the other one was for the
the Mosin.
let's take a look at the Mosin. And what was the Mosin one supposed to be?
Flecktarn.
Fleck tarn.
FLECKTARN.
Okay, I see that one. So there's the Fleck tarn. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not sure why I don't see this other one you mentioned.
Dot.
The
Dot.
dot for the Visa
Yeah.
58 we're saying, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I went to my Visa 58 and I don't
Yeah.
see.
So So it looks like you get almost the same amount of weapons. There's like a few
Just a little
like
different.
different ones.
Yeah.
But the Xbox pack actually gets an extra 10 of like common weapons,
Okay.
which is kind of interesting. But
Yeah.
nothing like I'd get super jealous of, anyways.
No, no, no. But it's nice that they're, when on occasion coming out with these free packs that people can get. Of course, you have to be subscribers to these different things.
Yep.
So yeah, whether or not it's
And
what if the
Xbox, it's been a while
it's been a
since
while for the
we've
Xbox
had.
got a free one.
I I want to say it's been like basically a year. Like I want to say it's been like the last one came out what, January? I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure. I'd have to like do a little bit of research, but yeah, it's been a while. So I think PlayStation has had three
Yeah,
now.
this will be the third because the first one I never got. I didn't even know about it, and at the time I
Yeah,
didn't have PlayStation now then. But they had that. It's like it looks very similar to, but not exactly the same as that first outfit you could get from buying the big pack of crowns.
yeah,
So it had like the cap and it was sort of a bluish outfit. It looks similar but different.
yeah,
So I was their first free one, I believe, and then they,
yeah,
like I said, they currently have a free one from PlayStation or PS Plus, which is the purple anorak and sling bag.
yeah,
And now they're going to get, well, this other one though. Not an outfit. It's like mittens and a hat,
yeah.
so a little different. But
Okay,
it's
so quick
yeah.
research. The last Xbox Game Pass perk pack was actually September of 2020.
Oh, okay.
So that's definitely a while.
It has been a while, yeah. So maybe they realize, oh crap, we haven't done one in a while. We better do one.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have.
No, it's a nice little perk if you have a
Mhm.
PlayStation, if you have the Game Pass Ultimate, and really Ultimate, it's worth it. There's so many games that come out on it. It's like I'm an ad for Microsoft right now, but if you can get it on a good deal, go for it. I got mine as part of my getting my Xbox Series X, so I got the 2-year subscription to it. So I'm already a year in, which is kind of surprising. Doesn't feel like it's been a year already, but it has.
Yeah.
But they a lot of good games are coming, come out on the
Oh.
Game Pass, so
Actually,
definitely worth
the
it.
last Xbox one actually had 500 crowns in it too.
Oh, that's actually a really good one.
It had like a ton of good weapons too. You had like SVDs, right?
I guess they decided,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh
we're
my.
giving out too much. Let's just pare it back to some
But
outfits and guns.
either way, like and like
Yeah,
that Vigor jacket, I love that one. I actually rocked that one for a while when it came out.
I think I had that one too. I'm not sure now. Which
But
jacket was
it
it?
like these perk packs are great, not just like for like veteran players. It's
Hmm.
good to like advertise. It's good advertisement, right? Because
Yep.
like someone who is new to like Game Pass Ultimate, maybe they've never heard of Vigor, and because like I don't know how many times I've talked to people, it's like, what do you play? And I say I play Vigor a lot. And it's like pretty much the game I main, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, I have to explain it to them all the time. So it's like, at least this way here, it's like a form of advertisement
Yeah,
where they're giving away free stuff. It's not any pay to win because it's like you could easily lose any of these things. So it is honestly, it's a great marketing tool for the game.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that will do it for our Christmas episode, Winter Wonderland. Thanks for
Yep.
hanging out and spending some time with us. Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
Our next episode, I guess we'll have to talk about it. We'd normally be recording, I think, like
Yeah, that'll be New Year's Day,
it'd be New Year's
and
Day, so it might be a little late. The next episode
yeah, yeah, we're probably not recording that
that
day.
day, but we'll hopefully we can record soon after. So hopefully it won't be
Yeah,
too long after. And then we'll
yeah.
see what the next episode's going to be about. But and maybe they'll
I already have
release.
an idea.
You already have an idea? Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like to hear it. But again, hope everyone has a fantastic holiday, whether you celebrate
Oh,
Christmas or something else. Oh, go for it.
giveaway.
What?
Are we doing a giveaway?
Oh yes, we should. We were generously given a battle pass to give away, an Xbox battle pass,
Yeah.
by our friend to the podcast, Indie Dad,
CaptainOats.
Captain Oates. And so he said, "Hey, give it out. Let people know that that you have this
Yeah.
to give away." And so we're just trying to find a good way to give it away. We could do like a random person who comments, but we don't get a lot of comments. But we could also do a hashtag, maybe, like if people want to let want to tweet out the episode and with a hashtag Christmas giveaway. Oh, but the hashtag Christmas giveaway might be too specific. Might give you
Well,
too many things.
we'll put it on the tweet that goes out with
Yeah.
the episode. How about that?
So you're going to see because the tweet's going to go out at the same time as the episode, so they might see the tweet, not know what this is about, I guess. But you can go back to the tweet. So
Yeah.
by
No,
the
no.
time you get at this point, go back to
Yeah.
the tweet.
Yeah. The tweet will explain it.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll have a tweet and it'll explain it. What we're going to do for this giveaway to get an Xbox Battle Pass. Unfortunately, it's an Xbox. We don't have anything for PlayStation. Sorry, guys.
Or
It's not
Switch.
or Switch. Yeah, we unfortunately we're not partners. A partner gifted this to us, so we appreciate it, and then we want to pass it on to you guys. So check
Yeah.
out the tweets and they'll have the details for entering. And
Yeah.
anyways, have a great Christmas and holiday or whatever you celebrate. Um,
Yeah.
and everybody just stay safe out in the outlands. Like, share, subscribe, like usual. We appreciate it. But until
Mhm.
next time, I've been Dr. Anton.
And I'm always DJ Spencer.
All right. And everyone stay safe and have a great holiday. Take care. Good night.
Bye.
I've heard you say you lost your way, lost your